So Chucky Season 2 Episode 1 went and came out. It was awesome. Although we now have an Episode 2, the sinners are much more fun with a trailer. Let's talk about it. Now there are two trailers, an Episode 2 trailer and another trailer that was shown off at the end of Episode 1. I'll talk about the Episode 2 trailer first. The trailer starts with Glenn and Glenda arriving at Tiffany's house or mansion with their classic they/them license plate and a pink car, obviously an inspiration taken from Tiffany since she enjoys her pinks and obviously colors. Even Tiffany seems excited as she tells Nica, well, likely Nica, since we see her in the next shot, the twins are here. To which we see Nica looking extra scared, likely at the thought that Tiffany has kids, and possibly the possibility that they could be like her and Chucky. Glenn and Glenda step out of their car, and we jump to Father Bryce doing a service at Incarnate Lord, which we learn at the Episode 1, or at the end of Episode 1, aka Halloween 2, and even in Season 1, that this is where Charles Lee Ray or Chucky spent some of his life or some of his teen life or teen years, and it's also called, or was called, the Burlington County Home for Wayward Boys. I'll imagine, like, this is before they meet Father Bryce personally, since in the Season 2 trailer, we see them walking into the service in the same outfits they arrive in, so he, or one of the nuns, will likely give them their uniforms after, since we see them also sitting, and then, sitting inside the service, or the cathedral, or whatever you want to call it, in the church, or service, and then them weirdly staring at each other. I don't know why yet, actually, or I don't know why yet. One of the nuns, likely Laura Jean Corstesi's character, Sister Ruth, opens a good guy doll or Chucky box, revealing one of the dolls was sent there, which we also did see at the end of Episode 1, or Season 2, Episode 1, Halloween 2, being delivered by USX truck / delivery man. The fact he's sent there is also in the episode's bio or plot synopsis, which reads out, Chucky arrives at Incarnate Lord filled with a murderous agenda. A detective questions Tiffany about Nica's disturbing death, which mentions Chucky arriving at Incarnate Lord, as we saw, and to kind of deviate from the trailer a bit, it also mentions the detective visiting Tiffany about Nica's death, although we never saw or heard of any mention of Nica being dead to anybody. Is it a possibility they just declared her dead or Nica dead after they couldn't find her at the hospital or insane asylum or mental health clinic at the end of Cult of Chucky? It is possible. I don't know. Also, there was a small clip of the detective visiting Tiffany, and if I can find it, I'll show it on screen, but it's pretty much the detective coming up to the door of Tiffany's mansion or big house or just house in general or house, saying he's a fan, Tiffany getting flattered and offers a selfie as Tiffany would, but he stops her to ask about a missing person, so now Nica's classified as a missing person here, or missing persons here, so that makes more sense. Tiffany acts pretty weird until it cuts. I also love how where this clip was shown, Jennifer Tilly confirms Fantastic Tilly's theory, or a general theory that was being shared around, a mass theory that was being shared around, theorized by people on how this is her liar outfit, a very funny Jim Carrey movie. And we even get to see a small snippet of Tiffany / Jennifer Tilly likely acting out one of the scenes from Liar, the Jim Carrey funny movie in front of Nica, to which Nica will probably be like, what the fuck is this? Or maybe she'll know the movie. Hell, I don't know. Now, if we go back to the trailer, Sister Ruth looks at the doll in fear until doing the sign of the cross, and we all know that won't save her or anyone in the midst of Chucky, or when Chucky is in the midst of anyone. Jake says how they can't let anyone else die, but as we know, this is Chucky we're talking about, and as him and Devon are in the bathroom, Chucky sneaks attack on Jake and knocks him to the ground, and before we can see if he stabs down, likely, won't, it cuts. I mean, come on, why not just show us? I know they're trying to build hype for the episode, but come on. Now, that trailer was awesome. It really was. The trailer was awesome. But let's check out the second trailer. Now, this one features likely some scenes and clips from Episode 2, but I do think it features clips from other episodes too. Let's talk about it. It starts with a bald Chucky doll after surviving the crash in Episode 1, unless it's a different one, another bald Chucky doll. And even after the crash, I wonder if it's scarred or very fucked up like one of the dolls in Season 1. I forgot what happened to it or what episode it happened, or if it'll just be a very fucked up, scary looking Chucky doll, which would be really cool. I am not sure if this is Incarnate Lord, Tiffany's house / mansion, but whoever or whatever it is, Chucky's or bald Chucky's coming for them. We see the kids being walked through the area or through the halls or Incarnate Lord with Sister Ruth, and that's from episode 1, so I won't be going over any more known shots or shots I've already gone over in previous trailer breakdowns or explained videos. Father Bryce can be seen walking down the halls of Incarnate Lord. That name is just so, like, it just sounds like bad news, and stopping to look at maybe Jake, Devin, or Lexi, likely just checking on everyone, maybe, I don't know, maybe likely a round through Incarnate Lord, checking on everyone before bed, or just to see how they are in their, like, uniforms to make sure they're fitting in well, or something like that, or something, I don't know. Father Bryce even says that they've suffered great pain in their youth or childhood, but have also caused it. Before we see him talking to Jake, Devin, and Lexi, as we've seen in other trailers, it's just also interesting to, like, you know, see him talking to our kids. Obviously, we've seen in like, you know, previous season 2 trailers, Chucky season 2 trailers, of him basically saying, like, you know, it's just a doll, let go and don't, like, you know, think about it. But in him also talking about the pain they've caused to other people, I do wonder if he's referring to, like, stuff that's happened in season 1, like all the murders and everything he's read up on the case files and stuff like that, or if he's referring to Jake's foster brother's death that happened in episode 1, which was absolutely insane. I'll cover 100% in a review. Chucky is seen running from room to room. It's just him being a little bastard. Nadine is seen or is sleeping with a bear, although what she doesn't know is that there's another doll under the bed in the form of Chucky, which really reminds me of season 1 or an episode in season 1 when Chucky was trying to stab up at Junior and Lexi, but he decides that didn't work well last time and rolls out from under. I still do wonder if he'll try and manipulate, like, you know, her at first, like Nadine at first, like he did, like, you know, to Tyler from or in Child's Play 3, or if he'll just fuck with her, try to manipulate her, or just straight up try and kill her or hurt her or attack her, just like any other Chucky victim. Now, this next clip is insane as we see Nica with arms or some form of arms rolling her wheelchair down Tiffany's driveway or street away from, like, you know, the house / mansion. I'll say this is likely Nica with some form of prosthetic, metal, animatronic arms, and this is her trying to make her or an escape. But as we saw in the season 2 trailer, one of the season 2 trailers, Glenda goes running after Nica. She'll likely be caught, but it's just crazy and cool to see that she'll get some sort of arm-like thing. I knew I was right. In the next clip, we also see Nica. In bed smiling up at Tiffany, and this is her in Chucky form, obviously. And Chucky says to Tiffany, "I'm coming for you, doll. You're going to pay, or you're going to pay." Likely referring to cutting his, or Tiffany cutting his only human possessed body up and cutting all the limbs off his only human possessed body, which we knew that Tiffany was going to be one of his enemies in season 2 from earlier information or earlier info or posts or articles released or that came out earlier this year or a few months ago or a few weeks ago. So she better watch out and her back and just watch her back. We even see Tiffany, or a scene of Tiffany in one of her many outfits, but this is in a different scene. At least that's what I think. Jake points a knife at Chucky's eye, and this is likely after Jake, Devin, Lexi, and Nadine capture and take one of the Chucky dolls and have him all tied up, asking him questions like how many of them or how many of him are out there. I can assume not many left after the whole Andy truck crash off the cliff in episode 1, which was awesome, by the way. It was an awesome opening to, like, you know, Chucky season 2 and just season 2 in general, and just an episode. Nica is even seen laughing, and Fiona Dorff is awesome. She's just so creepy and scary, especially in this scene as she's just laughing as Chucky. We see Chucky picking out an arsenal of weapons, most likely when he throws the throwing knives at Jake, Devin, Lexi, Nadine on one of the nights something goes down, and even a Chucky doll running in Incarnate Lord, although I don't know how or have any context or clues for what's happening. Lexi screaming, Jake's eyes reflecting on the knife, or Jake's eyes reflecting on the knife. He's pointing at Chucky. Love that. Super cool shot, which I think it's similar to a shot in season 1, although I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. There's even a shot of episode 4, I think, where all of the bound cast members join Tiffany for some form of reunion, or what I believe, or what they believe is Jennifer Tilly in her house or mansion. And one of them even says it's going to be a very bumpy night, which I can swear I heard this episode will be a murder mystery, although don't quote me on that since I'm going off, like, you know, faint memory. Chucky throwing knives, as we talked about earlier, him in a chimney filming someone with the phone, and then going up, likely Jake, since he can be seen looking up the chimney, very scared or, like, you know, concernedly. I wonder what Chucky was filming or taking a picture of, or why he stole the phone, maybe to screw with the kids, or maybe to grab some dirt on, like, you know, Jake and Devin being together to maybe show the nuns and everything, since obviously that might possibly be a theme of season 2 or an episode, since that would be crazy, especially in the Catholic church or Catholic boarding school. Tiffany says violence for the fans, which is kind of funny while in front of Glenn and Glenda when they arrive, and she can also be seen putting her phone away. And this is likely when, obviously, like I said, Glenn and Glenda arrive, and this is likely after Tiffany killed the guy in her house and everything, cleaning up the blood. Maybe you've even removed the body, and maybe Glenn and Glenda ask what's with all the blood, and then maybe she says violence for the fans, or maybe hell, they just capture her in the act of cleaning up the blood and they know she killed someone. Although in the like an earlier season 2 trailer that we saw earlier, Glenn and Glenda do learn, or Glenn seems to care more than Glenda, that their mother is a serial killer, not a serial killer, but a killer in general, or a murderer. So they probably find out then, so they likely won't find out in that scene right there. So I don't know. Chucky about to attack Jake, I think, and then a funny reference to a Clockwork Orange, I think, with the eyes wide open, staring at a screen, and even Jake, Devin, Lexi, Nadine behind him, and he says, "Pass the popcorn." It's just classic Chucky. I've been wondering for a bit what they're forcing him to watch and why. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Chucky's basically being forced to see. So that's all I want to talk about in the video. I talked about the Chucky Season 2, Episode 2, The Sinners Are Much More Fun clips and trailers we received. They've all been really good, awesome, cool, and has me even more hyped and excited for the rest of Season 2 and, of course, Episode 2. What are your thoughts? Are you excited for the rest of Season 2? Are you excited for Episode 2, aka The Sinners Are Much More Fun? Did you like the trailers and clips, or the trailer and clips? As per usual, all sources will be linked down below. Thanks for watching. Peace out, my amigos, and peace out.